Hello, everyone. I'm just straightening things out for a little bit.
Nice.
It's number 23.
That's right. That's right. Every time I hear the number 23, I always think Michael Jordan.
I was
Like
just going to say, you got to know what 23 means, at least to me. And, well, I guess it means to you as well.
yeah. I kind of grew up in that era, the Chicago
Same.
Bulls and everything.
Mm-hmm.
So
Yep.
yeah, and you were more from the area too, I guess. So yeah.
Not exactly. I was from Wisconsin, so
Oh,
back
that's
then.
true. That's true. Back in the
But,
day. Back in the day.
yeah.
So well, how have you been,
Yeah.
Will? How's the past week treated you?
Pretty good, pretty good. Can't complain. Yeah, I've got getting a lot done and I
Nice.
enjoyed it. How about you?
Not bad. Kept myself pretty busy, kept myself out of trouble. So that's always good.
Oh,
So
it's too
yeah.
bad.
Right. I know, right? Right. But we always talk about ourselves a lot. I think it's time we spotlight some other people tonight.
Yeah,
So
this is a great idea. I didn't even think to do this. So I'm glad you put this on today's show. And
mhm.
I think we should definitely do some more of this. So we'll see
Yeah,
how it
yeah,
goes. Um,
yep.
and
If everyone enjoys it, if they
yeah,
like this kind of style, maybe we can bring on another guest or actually,
yep.
with us again or
I,
something like
I
we
I
did with
would
Emily.
also definitely try to get more guests.
Mhm.
So maybe we can, when we do this again, have the the person who we're
Mhm.
not previewing. What did you
I would
say?
say in that case, I would say interviewing in a live situation, but
Yeah.
for this one, we're just going to showcase.
Yes,
So,
exactly. We're just showcasing something that he wrote and
mhm.
all his stuff. So,
Yeah, yeah,
um, but yeah. We'll
sounds
get
good.
into that in a little bit, but first up, we have our spilling of the beans,
Yes, yeah. So,
which I was trying to read this,
mhm.
and did you understand it?
so uh, I found this article this week, and part of what caught my eye about this was the biology part that they had involved
Okay.
with it. So typically, when I'm looking for an article, I'll read through it and I'll see like, does this really pertain to me personally, or how can I
Hmm.
really incorporate this type of stuff into voice or what have you?
Yeah.
But this one kind of appealed to that medical side of me a little bit, and so um, it's a recent article, June 16th, written by Larry Hardesty, and I found it on the Amazon Science blog. So
Which
whenever we
is,
find something, oh, sorry, what was that, Will?
I was just gonna say, which is normally good, but
Mhm.
tend to be um, sometimes out of my league, I guess.
Mine too, for sure. I was gonna say that anytime I find an article on Amazon Science, it's almost a little bit out of scope
Hmm.
for voice tech, at least for now. So I always think it's gonna have some potential in the future, and this is what this article does for me.
Okay.
So it starts off with I believe his name's Alex Martinez, and
Hmm.
he's a senior principal of science with Amazon's retail division. So we're focusing on the business side, the
Right.
sales part, right? And of course that's where you make your money, etc. But that
Hmm.
money funds your research. And so kind of talks about his background a little bit, and he was a professor, and what his research in computer vision and machine learning. So those two topics are pretty popular right now,
Hmm.
as well as cognitive science. So here's where we're starting to bridge the gap between the biological, how the brain functions or how
Okay.
thought works, these types of topics, and how computers work, and how we're starting to kind of link them together a little bit, right?
Nice.
Or one understanding the other can
Hmm.
help both sides, if that
Right.
makes sense. So it goes into a little bit of nonverbal or I guess we'll say nonverbal communication, and things like if I get embarrassed, my face gets red, right?
Mhm.
And so that's a physiological response. So blood vessels dilate, blood gets to the surface, releases that heat, everything like that. But there's also hormonal pieces that come into play with that as well. Things like cortisol, testosterone. I think they had a few others in here that I should probably know, but didn't.
Yeah. That's where I was lost.
Yeah. Yeah. But like I said, where we start to bridge the gap between these two is the example here that they gave, like a soccer player.
Mhm.
And so it said here, I'm going to actually read part of this a little bit, is like emotions, the nonverbal stuff where your face gets real red or your mouth gets open, those types of things. So I had a paper where I had an example where you see just the face of a guy who was completely red and screaming like crazy. And you'd show it to someone and they would say that the person is really angry. So it takes that negative emotion. Oh, perfect. You're highlighting that. Thank you. But when you show the actual picture, it was a soccer player with his arms outstretched, running, screaming like mad. And in the background, you could see the goalkeeper on the ground with the ball in sight. So when you actually see that in context, you understand it's not angry, it's a very happy person who's celebrating, right? So we're starting to learn through, because if I see that picture, I would have assumed that person was angry, right? So if we train these computer models to see that picture, but they would also think that it's angry, right? So there's all this context that we're trying to bring into it, into this big bucket of computer graphical visual learning things
Mhm.
to make accurate assessments. Okay.
Hmm.
And so this is interesting too, because if we scroll down just a little bit, it talks about human cognition. So that's where we tie in all the external pieces of the puzzle to determine whether what was actually going on. So whether they were happy or sad or mad or angry, right? It gets into what I was talking about with the blood flow vessel to the face. Changes your body composition a little bit. You can get like puffier face, things like that, and can actually pulsate in color.
Your
Those types
body
of things.
releases
That
what's called
testosterone,
peptides.
peptides, yep, testosterone and cortisol.
Yep.
So those types of things, and then it kind of ends it by tying into visual shopping. So you have these computer algorithms that can identify images, pieces of images, and then come up with a product out of that. So the example that they give is, let's say you're watching a TV show, right? Like what do we like, Will? We like the Real Housewives, right? That's still a thing, right? We watch that all the time, right, Will? So that
I used to watch The Husbands of Hollywood.
okay, okay. Um, that's gonna kind of make my example a little weird, but let me restart. Okay, so we are watching.
Real Housewives of Atlanta.
We think that we should get our wives this blouse, this shirt, this skirt, whatever it is, right? And so we could hold our phone up, take a picture of that, and then it would search through doing that computer picture graphical learning, and pull that exact blouse out, skirt, shirt, whatever, on Amazon, and then we would be able to buy that right then and there. So that's like how they're tying this article back into
Nice.
the business sales side of it, which again then goes towards how Alexa could be integrated, your voice and things, your voice technology and things like that. So it's interesting. So actually, shoppable images launched in 2020, but it was kind of basic at the time, and so they've been working these past few years through the pandemic and everything on improving the algorithms that combine the computer vision and different other specifications within their product catalog, which that's always kind of a vague term, but they use different pieces of the puzzle basically to really get good at nailing down what is a shirt, what is a cat, what is a dog, what is a car, those types of things, in order to really give you a good search result based on images.
Nice.
So, I think Google has a really good image search as well. Google seems to be the king of search, but it's nice to see Amazon jumping into this sector a little bit because, as we saw before, Google may be backing out of the voice space a little bit.
Mm-hmm.
So it's nice to see Amazon kind of stepping up, developing these types of technologies that could then potentially be incorporated into voice, right?
Right.
And
so I wanted to say is, which I don't know why they didn't mention it, unless they didn't want to mention it, that AWS does have a machine learning thing for images and videos, where it can depict if it's a car, if it's a light, stoplight, if the stoplight is red, if it whatever, if there's a dog, a cat, all that kind of stuff. So they already have that capability, and it's, I don't remember what service it is called, but
was that Recognition? Is that the one?
it might be.
I've used Recognition in the past.
Okay.
Yeah. So yeah, you're absolutely right. The groundwork's definitely there. It just seems like they are now putting it to the forefront a little more. They're making it more of a priority.
Making other useful cases for it.
Yes.
Like the shoppable images.
Exactly. And then, which is nice because, again, when Amazon does it for themselves, it helps to, it's not just you or I going into our AWS account, pulling up Recognition, working on our project. This is Amazon taking that first step towards, or not first step necessarily, but they're moving forward down this path, this road, to really beef it up a little bit. Right. And then that in turn can potentially bring it into our little sector as well, with voice. And I see, anytime that we talk about these types of articles with the science and the biology, my mind always goes towards accessibility.
Right.
So I always think, voice is so great for this accessibility stuff that this can perfectly tie in, with different descriptions, different, I guess descriptions is the best word for that. But
yeah, I think it is. Yeah.
Yeah. So
or titles, I guess.
Yeah, exactly. So it'll be interesting to see where this goes. But I've read a few of Larry Hardisty's blog posts in the past, and he always has like a very nice, clean, clear-cut way of writing. So I did enjoy this article.
Nice.
So yeah, not too bad.
I'm gonna have to look into that shoppable images. See if I can use it next time I watch Real Housewives of Atlanta.
Right. For your wife and stuff.
Yeah.
Research. That's what it is. It's research. So.
Or Witcher. No,
there you go. Witcher. I really want Henry Cavill's sword, or like his tunic. I really want the medallion.
Yeah.
There you go.
Nice.
Alexa, buy that for me. So, but yeah, I think keeping an eye on these types of developing technologies that are on the outside of the tech or the voice tech world is always a good idea. So
for sure.
But that's all I had. We'll kind of keep an eye on this one.
Yeah, definitely.
So,
but let's move on to our next, which we don't have a Bean Boozled today, but we do have a meaningful conversation,
Yes, we do.
meaning we are going to highlight Frank Born
So I don't know exactly, but I thought it was
Bornke
Bornicke.
Bornke
Bornke? Bornke?
Bornke. I
I don't
can't.
know.
It's German. That's all I know.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
So I'm sorry, Frank, if you are watching this, and we totally uh, uh didn't say your last name right, but I got Frank right. So
Yeah. Yeah. So maybe we'll have him on someday.
yeah,
But
yeah, for sure.
yeah, so I actually last week we had been talking about Alexa Live, right?
Yep.
And we kind of gave our thoughts and our want lists and our wish lists, I guess I should say,
Mm-hmm.
what we hope to see, what we've seen in the past, those types of things, right? And so I
Yeah.
was looking for um, other people, other developers, what their wish lists were as well. And so I dug through the Alexa Dev Slack channel that we had
Mm-hmm.
referenced last week. And as luck would have it, Frank posted his blog about this.
Yep.
So we're going to run through this real quick. So, Frank, we really appreciate this, but it's titled Waiting for Alexa Live 2022. And it was actually published today.
Mm-hmm.
So he had one last week as well, or I mean, last year
Last
as
year.
well, which I didn't look at, but it would be interesting to see if he got his wish,
I'm
But
guessing not, but yeah.
yeah, we'll see. But so he says here for most of the developers, APL widgets turned out to be the number one feature that they wanted to see.
Mm-hmm.
So APL widgets, okay, we'll keep that in the back of our mind there. Everyone in the forums and the channels and the everything, like just comments basically, have said what they would like to do with APL widgets. There's so many different use cases. I think we've talked about a few as well,
Mm-hmm.
that they really want to run through. And it would be nice, and I think it's just a natural progression to see APL widgets develop. So
Yep.
I think we'll see some of that. So let's jump down. I'm going to jump down about halfway here to his bullet points.
I did want to,
Mhm.
we're going to cover this in a little bit, but he does have my dashboard where he created APL widgets himself. So it acts like APL widgets, but it's actual skill. So, but we'll
Okay,
cover that in a little bit. Like I said,
sounds good. So right at the top, the first thing that he mentions, Will, is make all of those beta and preview features from Alexa Live 2021 publicly available for everybody.
yep,
Yep. Yep. We said the same exact thing, Frank.
yep.
I mean, we said that we got on those wait lists. We were jumping into betas. We filled out every checkbox that we could, and we're in the same boat.
Mm-hmm.
We're waiting too. Again, Frank is from Germany, so I completely understand this one here. His second point of instead of new features, make all those US only features available for other non-US locales. In the past year, I've seen some improvement on that,
Yeah.
but I agree 100%. We are US based, but you really need to push worldwide at this point.
Mm-hmm.
Really deploy
At least
things.
in the next few like top 5
Yeah,
areas.
yeah.
I would say I
I,
wouldn't say worldwide because that would be just I I don't even want to think of that.
unrealistic. Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. I mean, I know for a fact that they have the data of where their users are. Um, India is huge. I know that.
Mm-hmm.
Um, and the UK has a good presence as well. Really start to use that data, put your resources into, like you said, those top 5,
Hmm.
and push development for those features.
For sure.
Um, I'm sure there's laws and regulations and pieces and parts that we don't think of or know about, but yeah, I agree with you here 100%, Frank. Uh, Faster build times for Alexa conversations. What do you think about that one, Will?
Okay, I really don't care.
Okay, that works. That works. Yeah, I'd like to see improvements for sure. I'm
Yeah.
all for it.
Mhm.
I can't say that I've utilized it too much because maybe it just needs to be better in general as
Mhm.
well. Um, this one I wasn't sure about, and maybe you can enlighten me a little bit, Will. Open Alexa Web API for games to non-game related domains. What does this mean exactly?
So web API is mainly what he is getting at here.
Mhm.
So that is like creating a website or a web page
Okay.
uh, instead of using APL. But
Okay.
it's not actually a web page because it does sit on some server somewhere,
Okay. Okay.
but you only access it through Alexa.
Okay.
So
So
like
it's for
those,
games to
yeah,
non-game related domains. Okay. So
the
maybe
game
like a
ones are
store.
usually like the 3D 3D, it can be 2D or 3D, but a
Mm.
lot of people make the 3D games available on Alexa utilizing this. So
Okay. Okay. I think I'm following now that you're explaining. So that makes more sense to me now. Um,
and there's tons and tons of different um uh ones. I'm just blanking on it right now,
mhm.
but
Yeah, no worries. While you think of that, introduce
I'm gonna look it
APL
up too.
support. Yeah, sure. So introduce APL support for the Alexa app.
Yeah, I've been wanting
Absolutely.
this too.
Absolutely. That's been a wish list item. Um, and then related to this, for the Alexa app, improve performance, remove all the lags. Um, I I can't say that I've noticed too many issues with my Alexa app. I'm running an S22 Ultra currently, um, which is an Android device. I'm not sure where the lags are. If it's more of the voice requests, those types of things, if that's where the lag comes from. Maybe from like, I can't say that I've used my phone to say the A word to turn on my lights. Um, I think it's always been just my smart speakers or my Echo devices, things like that. So I don't know if that's where he's referencing the lag. Um, I know screen switching doesn't seem to
Hmm.
be too much of an issue for me. Um, I would
Yeah.
say when I'm searching for a skill in the Alexa app, there's been times where if I swipe back or hit the back arrow or whatever,
Hmm.
it pops me to the top of the list, and then I gotta scroll again, dynamically loading to my next piece, where I
Hmm.
was before. That stuff I don't like. Um, have you noticed any lag in the Alexa app?
No.
I can't say I have either, but
The only time there's ever lag for, I guess, for me is like when adding a new light bulb,
okay, yeah. I know when it's
which
like
is which is
discovering
normal.
devices. Yeah, yeah. But it can
So
always be
I'm
improved.
not sure.
So yeah,
So Frank, let us know what you're talking about here.
yeah,
I would
yeah.
love to know more.
Yep. So this bullet point, unless you had what you wanted to talk about, Will.
No, no, yeah,
Okay.
that's all.
Perfect. I'm going to jump ahead here. Imagine a generic RSS reader skill where the user could enter the RSS feed URL of your choice via the Alexa app. Therefore, it would be great if the user could customize a skill in the Alexa app with some strings, like RSS, URL, pin code, some friendly username. Okay, I see what he's saying. I
Glad
would
you
like,
do.
yeah. So, I've used RSS feeds in the past for like news curation, things like that.
Okay.
When I was big in the medical world, we always had to upkeep our continuing education units, CEUs. So I would always have like a running list that would just automatically update of news articles or like MedPub articles that were behind like a paywall, even. But I
Okay.
could have them just aggregated in one spot, open up my RSS feed, and see the latest research, the latest updates on things. What kind of healthcare administration changes were being talked about elsewhere that we could kind of incorporate in our environment. So I would like something like that. I don't
But
think it would
it
be too
doesn't
bad to
also
implement.
like Google do that also, or
Yes.
your
Yeah.
Android phone?
Yes. Yeah. It does. So what Frank's saying is that you'd be able to pull it into the Alexa app. So you'd
Right.
almost have like the Alexa app take over the Google part of it, is what
Right.
I think I'm
I
getting
see
from
it.
some of that.
I see it. That actually would be neat.
Hmm. It would make it kind of a one-stop shop in a way.
Instead of seeing all this other stuff that I don't have any interest in.
Yeah, yeah. Um, so I'm just gonna pick it up a little bit here, but there'd be add some feature in the developer console to maintain key value pairs, which we could then access from our code from like an env file. These settings should not appear in Git. I see what he's saying a little bit there.
Oh, I know what she's talking about, and
Yeah,
you can do this in the developer console. I guess in the
in like VS Code or whatever.
yeah, no. Yes, you can do it there.
Yeah,
But
that's what I
also
know.
the why can't I think of it today?
Are you
the in the developer console builder, the skill builder.
okay?
You have an env file that you can put it in there, but I know that your Git should already have do not publish the env file. So I don't know.
Like a built-in ignore type of
Yeah.
thing. Yeah. More and better poly voices, at least for Germany. I'm all
Yeah.
for that.
Yeah.
Dynamic expressions and language models. I didn't look at that link, but he has a link here that probably explains it a lot better than I can. Web developer console. He has 2 bullet points for it. The first is for hosted skill development, enrich the editor with at least a pretty print formatter feature.
Yes.
Yep. I
Yes.
wanted to talk about that one. That would be glorious, to be able to implement something like that. Would be just wonderful. Definitely up there on my list as well.
Mm-hmm.
Please support complete removal of a deleted skill from the Alexa skills list. I don't think I have an issue with that one.
Oh, support complete removal of a deleted skill from the list.
Is this for the web developer console? I'm not sure. Is this like one of those I don't use a skill anymore, and so it's just inactive, and then I just reactivate it? Is that what that means? But web developer console, I go into the console and I can delete a skill. I mean,
Yeah, I'm not sure what this means.
I've had a couple test ones that I've played around with and then removed. I'm not sure. Excuse me. Allow clickable URLs in cards.
Yes.
That would be nice. Yep.
Styling, of course.
Yes, I'll take that for sure. Support longer responses for Amazon search query. Currently, the max is about 110. I don't know what the long.
I don't know what it is either.
I don't either.
I don't actually use search query, but
Yeah.
I could see why he requested longer responses. So
Right. Yeah, I don't know that off the top of my head. I know I've come across it in the documentation in the past, but I didn't need it, so I didn't really jump into it. Remove the carrier phrase requirement. Remove the limitation for maximum of 5 audio elements in SML. Okay. Yeah, I suppose I would agree with that. Remove the limitation for maximum of 5 audio elements in an SSML. I can't say I've ever hit that limit, but
now, is that playing all at once?
that so the audio elements would be things, I think, correct me if I'm wrong, but like you can set how loud you want it to be, like so the volume part. So if I had footsteps, right, I'd
Mhm.
have the sound element itself, how loud those foot or soft those footsteps would be, how long, like a duration. Um, would there be like a fade in, a fade out
Yeah.
piece?
Hmm.
I can't. That's why I'm saying I can't say I've hit that maximum of 5 pieces for that.
Yeah. I'm not sure what it really
Um,
is talking about here, but
yeah, I'm not sure. I've done a little bit with SSML, but I just don't know. I can't say I've hit that limit. Yeah,
yeah, me
so
either.
I might have to dig into that one. Um, allow to adjust device volume from within skills.
Yes.
Okay, yeah, yeah. There are times you open a skill and it's like bam, and then other parts of it are just kind of quiet or whatever. Um, fonts or custom fonts for APL.
Yes.
I'll agree with that 100%. I'm all about customization. If I could upload my font that I pulled from Google Fonts or whatever and throw that up there. How about an APL element type of HTML capable rendering and display at least a subset of HTML or CSS loaded from some URL? So then there's an example where he has those pairs. So I'm guessing this is just kind of a basic rendering and display. So almost like a little piece.
Oh, it'll display this website.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Width 50, height 50. I see what he's saying there.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, sure. APL functionality to evaluate a JSON file via an expression at runtime.
To receive and evaluate a JSON file via an expression at runtime. Text. Yeah.
So his list just keeps going and going. His wish list, right? And they're well thought out for sure.
There's
So a lot of them relate to other ones that he's mentioned before, but I want to hit a couple highlights that I marked down. So
okay.
The allow longer text for skill descriptions in the skill store. I'll agree with it. I haven't really had an issue with that one. I tend to just maybe I think in Twitter characters or whatever, short and sweet.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, I mean, I if you have a complex skill that you really want to explain well, sure, I get that.
Yeah.
Here's one that I like.
Yes,
Allow
for sure.
developers to respond to reviews for their Alexa skills.
100%.
Yes.
This
all
was
day.
also brought up in today's what is it called?
Office
The
hours.
office hours. Yeah.
Okay. What did they come up with? Did they have just one of the general like, hey, we'll look into it type responses, or something that was being actively looked for?
Yeah, pretty much.
Okay. Okay. Yeah, I mean, I don't know how much they've got their ear to the ground as far as what's coming down the line, but yeah, this would be fantastic.
Hmm.
You get these, I've said it before, we have garbage skills in the skill store,
Hmm.
and not all of them are. And so just because you leave a bad review, well, maybe you didn't use the skill effectively, or if maybe you didn't leave constructive criticism, you just were
Right.
bad mouthing it. Well, hey, what can I do better to help
Hmm.
make that a 5-star skill? There's
Right.
no back and forth like that, which
Exactly.
that should happen. I mean, the Google Play Store allows for that. Every other review, eBay, everything has this
Hmm.
as
Yep.
functionality, and it's about time that they catch up, in my
Yep.
opinion. Um, Developers should be notified in case of new store reviews. I like that idea. Um, Here he's talking about the bringing other features to Germany, other locales. You know, um, this one's kind of niche, but I understand it. Out of the box Zoom call support on show devices.
On
Um,
all show devices,
yeah, on all Echo Show devices. It'd be
because
nice
it's
to follow.
only on the 8 and 10, I believe.
Yeah, the larger screen sizes. Yep, yep. Um, the Ask CLI stuff, we'll kind of skip that for a second. Um, Keep skill session alive during audio stream playback. That ties into that new skill session. Here's a please, please, please let us configure the text at the bottom of the Alexa audio player interface.
Hmm.
Um,
Never used it.
yeah, I haven't either. I'm not sure. Analytics, custom reports, 100% on that one.
Yeah, I would
I'm
love custom reports.
all about having extra data to play with and review.
Hmm.
So again, analytics, really breaking it down more. I like that. Um, Access to CloudWatch feels so slow all the time. I know I've experienced some slowness. I don't want to say it's all the time,
Yeah.
but again, it falls into that bucket of bucket. Falls into that thing of just, yeah, if it can be better, I'd like it to be better,
Yeah.
more consistent, that kind of thing.
Yeah.
Um,
I don't
Here,
think I've actually experienced it myself.
hmm,
I know that it's not technically slow if you have a lot of a lot of people using your skill at one point in time,
right,
that it can be, like, bogged down, I guess.
right,
But
more logs, more data. Yeah,
yeah, exactly. But I wouldn't say that it's technically slow. So I
yeah,
wonder if this is more of a Germany thing,
that's
but
possible. That's
I'm not
definitely possible.
sure.
Um, Here we go. There's a few more that I just want to touch real quick.
Mhm.
More slash customizable wake words. This doesn't bother me at all. Um, but there are others, computer, Echo, Alexa, the others that are out there. Um,
Forgot the new
sure,
one.
I guess. Uh,
The
if
thing with customizable, that will never happen
No,
because
customizable, no, no.
yeah, th- uh, I wouldn't want to program the device to any name,
Yeah,
uh,
yeah,
and that would just be a lot of work.
yeah. So with customizable, I see two things right off the bat. One, you mentioned already, the name thing, like Kevin, open up, whatever, that kind of
Yeah.
deal, right? Uh, I see that. The other thing is, I remember oh man, this was probably back in 2020 that I believe it was Jeff Blankenberg was talking about why the A word was chosen as a wake word. And it's because of that like staccato part of
Oh yeah,
Alexa. So I'm gonna say it. So you have the Lex is like it's very distinctive in how it gets out of there. So even things like computer, you really push that k sound, and then you have your syllable breakdown after that. So it's you can't have a word like the, be your
you're right.
wake word, right? There's just it's too generic. It doesn't have enough
And
uh
it was also
like a
would be
voice
on all the
signature to
time.
it. Exactly. So yeah,
Yeah, to
I don't know.
train the uh you would have to actually train like you would have to like download the entire uh cloud
Everything
server
this. Yeah.
to another special server to be able to do that and then train it for that word. Yeah,
Exactly.
it would just be too much.
Yeah. Um Kiosk mode for Alexa devices, only one skill per device. Um, this would be useful when you want to place an Alexa device in a showroom or museum to offer information about a specific item. I could see that, it's
Yeah,
niche,
yeah,
but you kind of see this in stores. Like right now, if you go into your local Walmart, Costco, whatever, you'll see like a display iPad, and it's got like it runs through
an app.
an app. Yeah, it's very locked down and what have you.
Yeah,
So I could see that. It's a neat thought, and I'm glad that Frank is not just thinking about uh consumers even, but he's really thinking outside the box, incorporating
yep.
all types of avenues,
Possibilities.
possibilities. Perfect. Yeah. Getting towards the end here, allow this one I do like, and I would love to have this happen, is allow custom skills to implement model interfaces. And so the example he has here is custom weather skills could replace the inbuilt weather functionality.
Oh yeah.
I like
Mm-hmm.
that.
Mm-hmm.
I really do. So if I said, let's say I'm using celestial white noise is I'll never forget this because I say it like almost every night for my kids to fall asleep. It's just a white noise generator thing. It'll play for like 2 hours or whatever, just to get them to sleep, whatever. If I would just say play white noise, just like that, but it defaults to, because I set it, that my celestial white noise skill, that'd be perfect. Same thing with weather, right? Um, the built-in weather functionality is good, but like big sky, is it big sky?
Yeah.
I think it's big sky. I was thinking of
Yeah.
dark sky, but big sky.
Mm-hmm.
It gives me like the pollen counts and UV index, all the stuff
Yeah.
that I I look outside from my window and think, yeah, I'm not going out. But if I could just say what's the weather, and then it would give me the big sky breakdown instead of saying, hey, open big sky, what's the weather, blah 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 blah
Yep.
blah. I like that a
Yep.
lot. Um, let's jump down to, again, he's thinking outside the box here, not just on Echo devices, but on a Fire TV. Let each key of a Fire TV remote trigger some type of or some kind of APL user event, which I can then handle within a skill.
Which I believe you actually can do, but it's a lot of more programming on.
It's a lot of work. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, I'm pretty sure you can do this. You have to really nail it down from a code
Yeah.
standpoint.
Mm-hmm.
Um, Introduce some more ways to access skill functionality without using an invocation name. So, what would you take that one to mean?
Ways to access skill functionality without using an invocation name. Which you should be able to do on a lot of skills that have once again, blanking on the word. I will get it for you as fast as my it's called
It's I know it's right on the tip of my tongue.
Name-free interactions.
Yes, basic name. Yeah, I mean, if they want to introduce more ways to improve upon it, I'll take them. More tools in the tool belt, are always a good thing. And the last one that I want to bring up, in this one, I actually had on my list as well, because I used to check this page all the time, right? I'm one of those people that whenever I'm just like on my phone, bored or whatever, and I go into the Play Store, the App Store, and I just check for updates. Like I just do, right? And then like I'll see like, give me a good app. Oh, how about I can't even think now. I need to pull out my phone and find an app. I'm gonna say Facebook. That's terrible. So I find Facebook, right? And I'm like, Facebook had an update. And typically their updates always say like bug fixes and improvements, right? But here's a good one. Pocket Cast. It's a podcast player. They always have like a funny like blurb about what they updated, like used pixie dust and crushed bugs or whatever. Okay. So where I'm going with this, because I always have a point with my rambling, is there used to be a page that was updated and it was put out by Amazon, Alexa, all that would show you the features that were out there and then like what date they came out, what the, I guess, feature or improvement was or what have you. It would give like a summary. It would tell you, I'm pretty sure it would tell you where they were located too. Like if it was US only or different regions type of thing, like it would use those like codes or whatever, like IN for India and all that. Actually, I'm just going to click this link too, so I'm not rambling. But this used to be updated all the time. Here we go. So if you could click that link, Will, so that our viewers could see as well, it brings up this little table. And you can see it has like the date and the name of it, a summary, the locale.
Yep.
I used to check this all the time, right? Like I was like, oh, that's cool. We get this new thing. Oh, that's neat. Okay. And it was just nice to see that improvements were there. Things were being actively worked on. And you could, like Alexa Hunches, 9/24/2020, that was cool. And that's kind of what I wanted to jump into next, right? This hasn't been updated since 7/28/2021, last Alexa Live. And with all of those beta features that were announced, all of those things that got us really excited coming out of Alexa Live, this is where you need to put them. This is where you need to show updates to it. Even if they're still beta, right? You could still just throw them here and put the doc link to it. It just would be nice. So, Frank, I've said this a lot, Frank, which means a lot, but I agree 100% on this last point. So, well done, Frank. Let's give you a quick round of applause there, right? Okay. And we'll give you a little more publicity here. We're going to jump into your LinkedIn profile.
Before we do that, I just wanted to jump back to the web API for games. There's a couple libraries or whatever they're called for JavaScript that
library.
I posted it in the chat that 3GS and Babylon are both they're called libraries. Two 3D libraries that people can use to make games for Alexa. So
okay, perfect.
Utilizing the web API. But anyways, yes, let's jump into
we'll look at his
You said this
portfolio here.
portfolio.
Yep.
All right.
So actually, yeah. So
I do not speak German.
did translate
Believe
pop up?
right there.
Sometimes translate will pop up for me. Sometimes it doesn't.
All right. So these are his skills and Google Actions. This is my dashboard that I was talking about. It is a skill, but it also it can stay up on your screen as long as you have it until you tell it to stop. And it will have different things on the screen like news, some media, a slideshow. It's really neat for those who have bigger devices. Definitely recommend it. It's a very unique skill. So
yeah, it looks
this is
like it has
just
some
some
good
different
functionality.
things that you can do. And he also made one for the 15, which you can go vertically, which is neat.
Right. Yeah, nice to have that landscape or portrait landscape difference option there.
Yep.
So the next one he had was actually a Google Action and an Alexa skill. So he's branched out
Critic.
here. Yep.
I don't think I've played this.
I haven't. No, I can't say it's one that I've come across.
So yeah, and he has links for all these the skill store links. And this is Alexa skill called Trek Base. It's a Wikipedia fun Star Trek skill. And I love that he was very unique with this skill name instead of calling it Star Trek.
Official Star Trek, yeah.
Right. So I like that. But you just can get information on Star Trek if you're a techie. A Trekkie. Trekkie. Yeah.
A techie Trekkie. You know, you like your tech and you like your Trek.
Here's another one. Cinema Space. I can't speak. Video and streaming and media, which I believe, Frank is actually the one who gave me this video streams that are all free. And I utilize one in Space Marauders. So
nice.
And that's where all this came from.
Perfect.
So he has all the skills in all the different locales. Another one, a universal lexicon or universal explainer.
Right. I guess this is kind of like a Wikipedia type of thing.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
Hence gives you kind of like wanting the longer search query.
That makes more sense now. Yeah. Toolbox was a utility developer skill. Makes the daily work of an Alexa skill easier.
Nice.
I might have to look at that. It says there's an English version available, so that would be right up my alley.
Yep,
I'd like to kind of see what's in there a little bit. Cool.
Yeah, that is neat.
Yep. But yeah, you can tell he has kind of a space, astronomy.
Right.
Kind of
And this is the one that I have playing is NASA's stream.
Nice.
So that's neat. Showtime is a special version of my media library.
Yeah.
Optimize terms of tips and search function for access to broadcast on topics of stage, live concerts, and theater.
Okay.
But he only
So
has it at Germany.
that's kind of nice. You can find a show or whatever. It'll give you some info about it.
Yeah.
Nice. Power Booster looks like it's kind of a meditation recharge app or skill type of thing. Maybe
Yep.
play some music, walk you through a little quick meditation thing.
Mm-hmm.
Rose Time, kind of probably it looks like it pulls up videos or shows about heartache, drama shows like our Housewives
Gotcha.
show, probably. Time space. A lot of these related skills, it looks like, to finding specific genres of different things.
Of video and streaming.
Mm-hmm.
Nature Time.
Yep.
Crime and Story.
Nice.
Garden Party. Here's a game.
Garden Party, yeah. This was a contribution to the Amazon Alexa Hackathon at Voice 2020. Nice. Well done.
Neat.
I will have to check that out, actually. Yeah, I'll definitely put that on my list. Garden Party. You helped Frank the Frog.
That's the one I got. Cards of Wonder got, I think.
Mm-hmm.
Or was that in 2019? Was it 2020?
2020 sounds right.
I don't know.
I think 2020 sounds right. But I see that the hero is Frank the Frog. So
nice.
Nice. But yeah, really good portfolio. It's well rounded between tutorial things.
On and on. I can't even tell how much more. Oh, is it another developer tutorial?
Yeah, so if you actually switch gears into the other link that I sent you, Will, it's the Amazon.de site. Or maybe
that's it.
I shortened it.
Right here.
Yeah. So if you accept those or whatever, and you can just scroll through, I believe just from the little bit of research I did on Frank, not research on Frank, that came out wrong, but I believe maybe his company or what have you, because it all falls under like it's probably the German word for application, maybe.
Applicate.
There it is. Applicate. All these apps that we find, or these skills that we find, all fall under that developer name there. So quite a few here. And you can see they have reviews. Some have more than others, but he's sitting at about 3.5 stars for a lot of his reviews. So well done. He's not making the garbage skills. So,
nope.
Well done on that. That gets a high five from me. But that developer tutorial 0 to hero, that's kind of where I started looking on YouTube for these things, and it just pops it right up on your show device. So pretty cool. APL Doctor, these types of things. So Frank, well done. You've earned the you get a bean from us for sure. And the fact that you've given back to the community, you're super engaged in voice technology. There you go, Will. Nice overlay there. I like that. That's perfect. You've given back too. He's active in the Alexa Slack channel.
Yes.
For developers. So well done, Will, or well done, Frank.
Right.
So,
Yeah.
uh,
Yeah.
thank you.
Definitely. I always enjoy his all his great comments and help for many different things.
Mhm.
So thank you for all you do, Frank, and keep it up.
Yeah, absolutely. Cool.
So yeah, let's jump into our last segment. We do not
Yep.
have a bean test taste, although we probably could have tried some
Well,
of
oh, yeah, we
his
should have. Yeah.
skills.
Next time
Um,
we have one of these interview or these spotlights, these showcases, we'll definitely break
yeah,
that down a little better.
and
So
make sure that the device is actually working.
there we go. There we go.
But
So yeah, while you pull up the bean of the week that you have here, I want to make a quick comment. In the Alexa Games Discord, I don't have a link to this. I'm not sure how I can share that one, but we shared it in a previous stream. So I think it was 2 or 3 streams ago. But Alexa Games is having their first game night in the Discord channel on Tuesday, July 12th, which is actually Prime Day. And they're actually going to play Jeopardy.
yeah,
So keep an eye on that. If you have Discord, search for Alexa Games. It should pop up. I think you can get an invite, right?
I'm actually sending it in
A
the
link.
here.
Perfect.
So
You're on top of this, Will. It's like you've done this.
please, yeah, come and join us in the
Mm-hmm.
Alexa Games Discord. It's a
Yep.
lot of fun. I enjoy the weekly questions and
Right.
all
Right.
that kind of stuff. So, but yeah,
Yeah.
mine is actually
Ooh.
you had me you got me onto this meaning that what yours is.
Oh, okay.
So
Okay. I
I was
pushed you off.
almost going to copy you, but I was like, no, I'm not going to copy you. I'm going to be myself. So
Oh man.
I'm sharing Shredder's Revenge. All
Yes.
you people our age group that grew up with Turtles
Yep.
and playing in the arcade, this is the game for you. I am not being paid to say this. It's amazing. I love it. Me and my buddies were playing it last night.
Yeah.
Uh, Without seeing my face, I was just watching the intro to this game, and my buddy said, "You're smiling right now, aren't you?" I was like, "How did you know? This is amazing." So
Yeah.
yeah, I
Yeah.
love this game. It's so fun, so easy to figure out. It's just like the old arcade.
That's
Uh,
perfect. That's perfect.
my buddy is hardcore. He actually plays with a fight stick. I don't have a fight
Oh
stick.
wow.
I have just a regular controller. But it's just so fun, so fun. So
Awesome.
you can get it for PlayStation, Nintendo Switch, Xbox, Steam,
Nice.
and if you get it for Xbox or Steam, they can crossplay.
Okay.
So you can play with someone on Xbox and vice versa.
Nice.
So that's
Cool.
really neat. And it's also on Xbox Game Pass. So if you
Oh,
have
okay.
Xbox Game Pass, uh,
Yeah.
you can get it on a PC or on the Xbox. So it's
Nice.
up to
Nice.
you. But
That's
yeah, it's
awesome.
pretty epic.
Yeah,
Um,
this is definitely gonna have to clear out my schedule a little bit. I might have to.
six player co-op.
That is cool.
Six player
That
co-op,
is
yeah.
cool.
So obviously they have all four turtles. They have Splinter, April, and Casey Jones as playable characters as of right meow.
Right, meow. Right, meow.
So
Cool.
epic.
Well, I guess I'm gonna have to take time away from my bean of the week to play yours here. Uh, it's kind of funny. Mine is actually a game as well.
It
So
is.
I I never played the Diablo games in the past. Like
What?
I I knew of them. I watched walkthroughs, I watched playthroughs and all this. I just never put in the time.
Okay.
I
Hmm.
mean, I got diverted by like Skyrim and Zelda and all these things that I didn't put time into the Diablo like I should have. So I knew that Diablo Immortal was coming out. So I pre-registered for this thing like 6 months ago, right?
Hmm.
And I know there's a little bit of controversy about the microtransactions and the pay to win and the free to play and all that jazz,
But you
but
don't.
I'm having a blast. Um, I've got multiple characters, uh, and I've sunk some pretty good time into it, more than I should say on stream because my wife may watch this later. Um, so I have really enjoyed the differences between the characters. So, and for those of you who don't know either, I love D&D and I love just the RPGs, all these types of things. And this is just great for going in, killing some time, or going through a pretty long play session as well. Um, Personally, I've played it on mobile. Like I said, I have an Android uh, S22 Ultra, and it plays like a dream. You know, no lag. I turn the graphics, max them out. It looks good. It sounds good. It plays super well. Um, it I enjoy it. I enjoy it. I haven't paid any money into it yet, but they might get me one pretty soon. So,
I
have you put
paid
any time?
$5 into it.
Did you? Did you?
Yeah.
Like the
But
the
no, I think it was $3.
hmm,
But yeah. Uh I love it as well. I have probably not put as much time as you have into it, but it's usually at least a daily play, if
hmm,
not a couple times a day. Um and then I have also played it on PC.
yeah.
PC is in beta, I still believe,
As
unless
far as the last that I saw, it was, yeah,
yes, it's open beta
open
on
beta.
PC.
Yeah.
Um, so I had to start it up 3 times to play it.
Hmm.
Uh, but I was able to play it, and it was so fun. It was just like playing any of the Diablos.
Yeah.
I've played every single Diablo, uh, uh, so
Yeah.
I really love Diablo, and I think it is very much um, like Diablo, except it has some better aspects to it. Like it has more
Yeah.
of the MMO type of feel to it.
Yes.
Um,
Yes.
I don't know if you ever played Marvel Heroes on
Hmm.
PC.
Yep.
You know
Yep.
what I'm talking about?
I do.
It
Yeah.
feels like that,
Exactly.
except for Diablo.
Right.
And I really like that.
Yep. And what I was going to say about the last thing I'll say about it is that it's a good jumping on point because I've watched, I know the storyline and all that stuff, and I know like the point and what you do and how you progress, all that, because I've watched the videos. I just never put in the time myself. I think this is a good point to jump on with it because it kind of explains some pieces and parts, but as you go through the game, you kind of understand it a little bit too. I mean, it's just bad guys, destroy them. You're the
Yeah.
good guy. That when it all boils down to it. But yeah,
One more thing about it is the voiceovers.
yeah,
There's so many voiceovers.
mhm,
Most games like this, like Zelda or uh I don't know, any game that has a
mhm.
bunch of text
Right,
doesn't have voiceovers.
right. Like even some of the
This
Fallout.
has a lot of voiceovers,
Yeah,
if not all
yeah.
voiceovers.
Um, if I'm in a town, I think there's like one or two people that just pop up a text box or something.
Okay.
But other than that, everybody's got voiceover. Yeah, yeah. Now it's a big game for mobile. It's like
Yeah,
multiple gigs, but
it is.
definitely gets a recommendation from me. So,
Yeah, same.
but I might have to put it down to play some revenge, TMNT
Turtles.
Shredder's Revenge. Yeah,
Yes, for sure.
cool. Anything else you wanted to bring up tonight?
No, I got nothing.
All right. Well, then on that note, we'll let everybody go, and we'll catch up with you next week. So
Alrighty.
take care, everybody.
Bye, everyone.